Alrighty, everybody. Hello and welcome to the stream. My final full streaming day of the week before I have a day off tomorrow. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. Today is Monday, the 11th of May, 2020. And today is a very interesting day for a couple of reasons. First of all, today, it's the potential conclusion of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, I don't know if we're going to beat it today or not. All right, we're in the midst of Chapter 17, which we've actually been in for about an hour and a half, I would say. And you would think, well, if the game only has 18 chapters and I'm doing a 3 to 4 hour gameplay stream today, this should be the conclusion, right? Well, I don't necessarily know if that's the case or not because this game, sadly, is not equally paced. And what I mean by that is every chapter is not roughly the same length. Many chapters are very, very different in length. Some are like half an hour long and others are like 5 hours long. So when you've got a game where the pacing is so sporadic, it's hard to call, if we're going to finish this today or not. Now, last time around, we featured this thing where, well, not we featured, but the game featured this thing where the party would be separated. And as the party was separated, we basically had to switch between parties back and forth. It was very frustrating because I'm trying to level up all of my green materia. There is a challenge in the game to max them all, and if you do, I guess you unlock the final VR challenge and the final summon of the game. And I've been trying to do that, but it's not looking like we're going to do it during the playthrough. What people are telling me is it's kind of a trap. Like, you can't really do it during your first playthrough. That essentially it's something you have to do multiple playthroughs to really do, which sucks in my opinion. Like, if that's the case, they shouldn't even list it as an objective in the first playthrough. You know what I mean? Like, if that is the case and you can't do it, then Chadley shouldn't even have it listed as a thing. Unless, I'm being told if you grind for hours, like if you go back and you grind for 5 additional hours of repetitive and boring combat, then maybe you can do it. And I'm obviously not going to do that. That's really stupid. I'm not trying to platinum the game or anything. So I guess we'll see, what happens. Maybe I'll stop caring about maxing the materia and I'll just keep them equipped on certain characters. So that way we don't have to constantly be switching materia whenever we switch between the two parties. Okay? So I guess we'll see. We'll see today how it goes. If we beat Final Fantasy VII Remake today, I mean, great. From what I'm to understand, the end of the game has something incredibly controversial. Now, I don't know what it is, but, I heard this over a month ago, that the ending of the game is different from the canon story of Final Fantasy VII, and people are like, wow, that's so different that I'm shocked, and I don't know what they're going to do with the rest of the series. So, obviously, I would like to see what happens in the story if we get to that point today, but I don't know if we're going to or not, all right? I guess we'll find out. I don't know what the difference is, but I guess we're going to find out, okay? If we beat it today, great. That means we can move on to new stuff sooner rather than later. All right, so let's see what happens today, okay? Final Fantasy VII Remake on the first stream. Now, the late stream tonight will be my weekly Minecraft chill stream. This is the stream where we relax, all right? I build, and we have fun, okay? We're going to be continuing on with the Greco-Roman structure that we had last time around we were building. We're going to maybe be working a little bit on my farm and see what else happens, okay? So, that should be fun. Tonight, 2 hours of chill Minecraft fun. Tomorrow I'm off. Tomorrow's my day off for the week where I'm going to be running errands and basically doing, stuff offline. So, in the meantime, if you guys want to get caught up on all the playthroughs I've been doing, you can check them out over on DSPGaming on YouTube, where I've been archiving them as usual. And then I'll be back on Wednesday with the continuation and conclusion of Neo 2. It's official. I'm now in the actual end of the game. I'm being told there's basically like 2 major story missions left in Neo 2, and that they're both pretty tough, plus some side content that will unlock. So we'll see how this goes, but Wednesday looks like the big conclusion of Neo 2 after 2 months of playing this game. We're finally going to wrap it up. Okay, pretty crazy when you think about it. Then, Wednesday night, we're starting up something new. All right? I can tell you what it's not going to be. We're not going to play this Daymare game, because I looked into it, Daymare 1998, and sadly the game on consoles is bad. The game apparently is a really bad port of the PC version. The frame rate is terrible. The game actually has input delay, and the game crashes constantly apparently on PS4. So I am not wasting time with that piece of crap. So the options for Wednesday night would be one of the three things that I'm thinking. Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Alright, that campaign's pretty short, so maybe 2 streams we could do that. Streets of Rage 4, but of course I need to find a co-op partner for that. Or Super Mario Maker 2, where we check out some of the best fan-created content. Okay? So, we'll see. I'm thinking about it right now. Obviously, what I'd like is your feedback during the course of today. What you would like to see on Wednesday night. Okay? So let me know over the course of today what you want to see. And based on that, we'll determine, what I do on Wednesday night, okay? So those are your 3 options. And I apologize, I was interested in Daymare 1998. It sounded good to me. And then when I finally said, all right, well, since people seem interested in it, let me do some research. And it's like, it's $40 for basically a piece of shit port of a game. And everyone hates this version, so I'm definitely not doing that. Okay? All right, then on Thursday, it's the continuation of Banjo-Tooie. All right, that'll be fun. We're in the midst of World 6, Grunty Industries, which I just started yesterday. Seems like it's the most confusing and cryptic yet. Oh boy. But we'll see how that goes on Thursday, okay? Thursday night, the return of Animal Crossing New Horizons. That should be fun, always a chill stream. Then on Friday, it's the start of something new. Because, either way, with Final Fantasy or Neo, something's ending this week. Alright? And so this coming Friday, I think I want to start up a new playthrough. Alright? So, some options that I'm waiting right now would be, again, either like Modern Warfare 2 Remastered or Streets of Rage 4. Or maybe returning to the Mega Man Zero collection and continuing on with Mega Man Zero 3, which we started. Or just getting started with Fire Emblem Three Houses. Okay, like those are the options in my head that I'm weighing and balancing. And I honestly don't know which one I want to do. I'm strongly considering different things. So we'll see. Now, what I don't understand, guys, Fire Emblem Three Houses is a Switch exclusive. Is that correct? Am I correct in that assumption? It wasn't on anything but the Switch? Because Fire Emblem characters are the ones that always show up in Smash, right? So is it a first-party Nintendo title? Now Kless is making fun of me, saying no shit. Well, Kless, I don't know. I never played it before. That's what I'm asking you. I never played the series before. I don't know. Yes. Okay, I told yes. Okay. So if I do end up starting that on Friday, I just have to tell Kat, because Kat's actually, for a rarity, she's home this Friday from work. I'll have to tell her you won't be able to use the Switch during the day because I'll be using it, to try to start on Fire Emblem and see how it is. Kless says, I played it on 3DS. What do I mean? You're talking about something that was a decade ago, Kless. Like, if I remember correctly, there was a 3DS Fire Emblem game that I played, a long fucking time ago. I'm talking like over a decade ago. This was when I was, before I started on YouTube. And I played it, as something, at late nights just to kill some time and relax or whatever. And I don't even remember the game. I'm serious. I don't remember the game. Like, I remember playing a Fire Emblem game, but I don't remember it. So, I don't have any recollection. Of course, that wasn't even a main console game either. So, I don't know if that's even going to have any relation, to what we're going to be doing. So anyway, I might start that on Friday. It's a maybe, because I'm considering, do I maybe want to do something more quickly? Like, do I want to do Modern Warfare Remastered, which may be just, or Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, which may just be like one stream, right? I don't know. I'm kind of, debating this in my head, all right? And so, this weekend is going to be interesting because what we do this weekend will be directly determined by, do I finish Final Fantasy today? Do I finish Neo 2 on Wednesday? Because if I do, that's potential for 2 entirely, new things. And I'm not sure exactly what I'll be doing. We'll have to see, okay? Um, Crabcock is asking me if I'm going to play the Doom Eternal DLC. I don't know. I heard that it is a story-based DLC, but we just played Doom Eternal. I don't know when the DLC is coming out. And quite frankly, I'll be honest, like, Doom Eternal was the combat was okay. I liked the combat of Doom 2016 better, and the story was kind of meh. I didn't really like the story, so I don't know. I honestly don't know if I want to pay for a DLC for this game or not. I'll have to think about it. Anyway, so, yeah, this coming week should be interesting. Possible, if not guaranteed, concluding playthroughs and starting up new stuff. Not a guarantee of what we'll be doing that's new, but, you know, should be interesting regardless what we end up doing. Fun new stuff coming on the horizon. Okay, guys? All right. Let's see, a couple other things. Obviously, guys, we've got a sub goal going this month, okay? And the sub goal is 725 subs. So far, we're in the 630s. In reality, we started off this month around 700, which is why I made the goal 725. But a ton of gifted subs from last month expired. So we got a ways to go. We've got about 2 weeks left in the month, all right, to hit this goal. And I'm confident we can do it. Please consider subscribing if you are not a sub here. Many benefits to subbing, including, you know, having over 30 emotes, having a cool chat crown badge, showing how long you've been a sub, and, of course, not having to watch advertisements, okay? All right, now, I'm going to nip drama in the butt before we begin with anything today, guys, all right? Just to forewarn everyone, I'm nipping the drama in the butt before we even start with any stream, because undoubtedly idiots are going to try to be negative today, and I'm not putting up with their shit, okay? So, someone who I don't know who the hell they were came into the stream chat during pre-stream before I started talking and said that last night on the Morrowind stream, I made a grievous error. A grievous error. That's right, when I was calculating the running tips total for the night, I accidentally miscalculated by $9. Okay? Now, I don't even know what that means. I think last night we ended up with like $102 or $103 at the end of the night. So we did hit the tips goal. But this person is claiming I made a miscalculation, a grievous error. And because of my miscalculation, I overestimated the tips, and therefore, the vest streak is over. It's over. It's completely over. Right? Stupid. This is what idiots do, because what they're trying to do, they're so upset. They're so upset that, as I've told you guys, this last week I had a pretty good news for me in regards to my personal life and stuff that's been going on behind the scenes for months and months. And these people, these trolls, these detractors, whatever the hell you want to call them, they're so butthurt that something would actually go right for me in my life. All right? They're so butthurt that they have to latch onto any little piece of anything and turn it into some kind of big drama. This is what they do. Like, if you just watch the insanity of the crap they put out on the internet, you would see, oh my God, these people are obsessive, compulsive weirdos who just do fucked up stuff on a daily basis. They're nuts, okay? So, I don't know if there's any truth to this. I don't care. Last night, people were very supportive on the stream. We ended the stream saying we had hit the tips goal. If I made a miscalculation, I really don't care. And the truth of the matter is, chances are, over the last 74 streams, I probably made miscalculations a lot. I would almost go out and say, I would guarantee you, all right, that I probably made a couple miscalculations during the course of these streams in regards to the tips goal. And now that I've said that, more than likely these obsessive people are going to go back and micromanage every single one of those 74 streams to see if this has happened before, right? That's how they are. They sit around with nothing to do all day, and all they do is hyper-focus on my content, all right? They're nuts. This is not normal fucking behavior from a normal, healthy person. So, if there was a miscalculation last night, I don't give a fuck. Everyone was positive. Everyone had a good time. We hit the tips goal. Everything was fine. Now, if I'm off a few bucks, it ain't a big deal. That's called human error, right? And chances are, if we were only off by a few bucks, we would have hit the goal anyway. You see what I mean? It would have been one thing if, like, okay, we only made, like, 30% of the goal, and there was no chance that we were going to hit the goal, and I accidentally miscalculated a giant amount. It's not what the case was. So, I don't care. This is really stupid. This whole vest streak thing has been an insanely positive thing, okay? But it's nothing, like, official or professional. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fun thing we're doing as a way of me saying, gee, thanks so much for all the support you guys have been giving me for 74 straight streams now. I'll put on the vest. We'll keep a streak running. As I told you guys, if we hit if we hit 100 straight streaks, or 100 streak, then I would do something very special on the stream, and I'm already debating in my head what that special thing would be, because I want it to be something nice. I already told you guys I consider doing a very special episode of DSP Tries It, and I want your suggestions on what that would be, because I don't know what would be a good one. Last night, Polish Frog suggested maybe actually try the chicken sandwich from Popeyes, which I, for months and months was super popular, and I never tried it. Okay, so that's one consideration. Okay? So, let's go ahead and think, guys, please continue to think of something great, if you can, for a DSP Tries It, and or something else I could do as a celebration if we do hit 100 streak. But the truth of the matter is, last night, if there was human error, no big deal. And, if we were off a few bucks, no big deal. Like I said, I guarantee you we would have hit it anyway if we were only off by a few bucks. And I don't care. There's no drama here. It's it's complete stupidity by people who are messed up in the head and obsess over my shit and are literally grasping at any straw they can grab to try to throw something negative into my streams, because, this last week, everyone ate crow, who has been talking shit about me, who's been fabricating shit about me, YouTubers who made tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views on my behalf, being shitheads to me in the last 4 months, and now they all look like complete and utter fucking pieces of moronic shit. So now, let's try to spin this as negative as we can. Well, fuck off, okay? Not gonna happen. My streams are gonna be fun and positive, or the streak continues, and let's see if we can keep it going today. Okay, guys? Fair enough. So, of course, that being said, today would be Vest Streak 75, which obviously would be incredibly momentous if we hit it. Really awesome. Let's see what happens with the tips goal today. Again, we hit it. I'll put on the vest in celebration, and we push ever closer to the 100 vest celebratory streak. We actually talked about this last night on the Morrowind stream. So I did the math, and if we do continue to hit the vest streaks every day, and if I don't have anything happen that I can't stream one day, like let's say my internet's down or I get sick again or something, which God forbid, please no, don't let that happen again, okay? If everything goes according to plan and we have no interruptions, it looks like 2 weeks from today, all right? 2 weeks from today, we would hit Vest Streak 100, I believe. I think I was doing the math. Let's think about this. It would be, because it would be, today we would hit, if we continue today, it would be 76. And then you got to do another 12, basically. So it would be 12 times 2. Yeah, it would be exactly Monday night in 2 weeks on the evening stream. We would hit stream 100. And so if we do that, all right, what I will do is that Wednesday, when I return from my break on that Tuesday, we will do a celebration stream. What will it be? I have no idea. We'll think, like I said, I'll think about some special stuff that we can do, some celebratory stuff during that stream. Will we actually do a mainstream playthrough that day, or will I just do a fuck around stream? I don't know. We'll do some silly stuff that day if we hit 100, okay? So, yes, let's see what happens. But 2 weeks from today, all right, if we continue to do the goal. Now, here's the thing. We may not. It's not a given. And I'm not, by far, saying that it's a given. It's been incredibly amazing that we have hit the vest goal. 74 straight streams like we have, and it could end at any moment. It could end today on this very Final Fantasy VII stream. The whole thing could come falling apart, okay? So let's see what happens. But obviously, I'd be very excited and very grateful if we did, and I'd like to do a special celebratory event at 100, so let's see if we can keep it going by hitting the tips goal today. Okay, guys? Fair enough. All right. Thank you for your support. Thank you very much, everyone, and let's get to the rest of the pre-stream, okay? So thank you. So here we go. Immediately we get people who are trolling, and I'm done with this. I'm not putting up with it anymore. Like I said, I'm not gonna have people toxifying my stream with this shit. So anyone who comes in here and starts talking shit about this, it's the end of it. You're out of here. I've already brought it up. I've already addressed it. It's over with. So you bring it up, you're out of here. Okay? Just not. It's done. And I will take care of it myself if I have to. I'm not having my streams being turned negative because of shitheads who are so butthurt about the last week that they got to try to turn everything into a negative. You know, you can fuck off. Okay. So, ladies and gents, thank you for almost 12 years. 12 years. Where on a daily basis, I've been sharing my gameplay experiences with you here on the internet. Right? I love what I do for a living. I realize I am one of the luckiest guys on this planet because my job is my hobby. It's something that I've enjoyed my entire life, and I am able to do it now on a daily basis for a living. That's not only incredibly positive, but I'm incredibly grateful for that because not many people get to say that. I've been there and done that, having jobs that I just did to make a paycheck and make ends meet, okay? In addition, I'm incredibly grateful and happy that I've been able to continue to bring you entertaining, fun, and positive gameplay streams every single day since this whole pandemic started. You know, sans a few days off here and there, because I understand that a lot of people are not able to keep doing their normal stuff that they used to do. I'm happy to be here and be consistent and be able to give you something to tune into every day. People have thanked me personally and said, thank you so much for your consistency because it's awesome that you're here every day. And, you know, I watch you to unplug and unwind, and it's great that you're here. And my answer to you is, you're welcome, because, you know, I'm just grateful that I can do that. You know, if I had changed my job in the last few years, like a lot of people have suggested that I had done, I would probably be out of work and have absolutely nothing to do right now. Instead, I'm able to continue being positive and helping you guys out every day in any way that I can here with my content, okay? So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for contributing. My God, have you, been so positive in that regard in the last 74 straight streams. Thank you guys so much for everything, okay? Now, I'm a full-time streamer. That means I'm here 6 days a week full-time putting out gameplay streams for all of you, all right? And I archive all of those streams over on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming. So if you cannot be here live on the streams, you can catch up on them and, get caught up on all the playthroughs and everything on your own time on demand. That's why I do that. But because I am a full-time streamer, all right, that means that the vast majority of my income comes in during crowdfunding during the streams. It's not like it used to be where I used to make ad revenue on YouTube videos and it was all about views. It's not like that at all anymore. It's really the opposite, where it's about people hanging out on stream, having a good time, and because they're enjoying the content, they crowdfund my efforts to continue to do that, all right? So, if you like the content I put out, if you feel it's fun and positive and has good value for you, and you want to see it continue, then I would ask that please, if you can, please contribute via one of the following methods that I'm about to explain on the stream. However, allow me to say this up front, okay? Contributions are not mandatory on my streams at all. My streams are free to watch here on twitch.tv and always will remain so. And I don't want anyone feeling like the odd man out or feeling pressured because they can't contribute, all right? I want you to understand that I made YouTube videos for 2.5 years as a hobby before I monetized a single piece of my gameplay. And the only reason I ever did was because I lost my office job and I needed a way to make money and pay my bills, okay? I never intended to do this for a living. I fell into it inadvertently. It's a pretty crazy and unique story, the way that it happened. And here I am, some, 9+ years later that I've been able to do it as a job. It's pretty crazy, right? I would continue to stream in the future, even if I couldn't do it for a living. If I had to change my occupation and do something else, and I would still try to stream in a limited capacity because I love it. I love the interactivity we have. I love the positivity of the streams, the social aspect where we have fun conversations. It's amazing. It's so positive and fun. The last 3 years have been the best years I've ever made content, for sure. and I wouldn't want it to end. You know what I mean? Like, I would want this to continue at least in a limited capacity in the future. So please understand, I am absolutely not doing this for a paycheck. I'm not. I did this beforehand, and I will continue to do so because I love it. I love games. It's my passion. And these last 12 years have been an insanely awesome experience for me. Okay? So that being said, if you can't contribute, no biggie. But by all means, if you can contribute and you like the content and you want to help, please contribute. That's my life's blood, and that's what keeps me going. All right? So now, without further ado, let me explain some of the ways that you can contribute if you would like to. First of all, I have a Patreon over at patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. It's a monthly pledge campaign. Your pledges earn you personal perks as a way of me saying thank you, depending on how much you pledge. I don't go into detail about this on my pre-stream because it's all fully explained over there on the site. Please give it a look, patreon.com/DarkSidePhil, and thank you to anyone who is a current pledgee and anyone who may consider pledging in the future. Okay? Good stuff. Number 2, I have a Teespring store where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, and mugs. It's all great quality stuff that I really, really enjoy owning. I own a bunch of it. And this stuff, some of it, I've owned it for 2 to 3 years, and it hasn't even worn out. That attests to the quality of the Teespring stuff, okay? So that being said, anything you buy from my Teespring, you get a cool collectible, and it helps me out. So please consider getting something from the Teespring if you would like to, and thanks to anyone who does, okay? Now, if you're here live on the stream, and if you're having a good time, and you want to contribute in a way that's going to give you some interaction here live on the stream, all right? A way that's going to maybe give you a shout out from me and some fun discussion, you can do that. If you either cheer with bits, or you subscribe to my channel, or you tip me. If you do any of those 3 things, I'm going to give you a live shout out here on the stream today as a way of saying, hey, thanks a lot. All right, now please, if you are looking to get a shout out and some interaction, please understand that you need to abide by the rules of the stream, meaning no insults, no giant derailing paragraphs that have absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing on stream. Don't try to get me to say something that'll get me in trouble on Twitch, etc., etc. As long as you use common sense, you'll be fine. You know, not everyone has it, but in general, interactions are a big, major positive piece of my stream. Like, really, they add to the stream a ton, and I love doing them every day. So thanks to everyone who contributes. All right, now, there's a stream stats leaderboard at the top of your screens. And this leaderboard tracks things such as the top tipper and the top cheerer of the stream. It's another way for you to get extra recognition, okay? Now, in addition to all of that, Twitch itself tracks things such as the top cheerer of the week, as well as the top subscription and gifters of the week, people who gift subscriptions to the channel. However, those reset overnight. They actually reset Sunday into Monday. So today would be an absolutely excellent opportunity if you would like to get recognized for your contributions and get up on one of those leaderboards. Now would certainly be your opportunity because they've reset to 0. And already there's only a few people who've cheered this morning. So it'd be really easy to get to the top 10 cheerers. And of course, no one's gifted a sub yet this week because it just started. So it'd be an opportunity for you to jump right to the top of that leaderboard as well if you did so. Okay? So there's many ways to contribute to my streams, and there's many ways for you to get recognized for those contributions. You might say, well, with all that stuff that you just talked about, what is the best way to help you? Because that's a lot of options, right? Very matter-of-factly, guys, very honest. The best way to support me is by tipping me. The reason being, twofold, okay? 2 reasons. The first thing is, when you tip me, all right, I get those funds immediately. Those are funds that I can use for very important things. For example, tomorrow, I got to go out grocery shopping, and I got to run some errands, all right? Things that I need to do, it's necessary on my day off. That costs money, and it's your tips that helps pay for that. This coming week, all right, I'm definitely going to have to buy a few games, whether it's, like I said, the Modern Warfare 2 Remaster, Streets of Rage 4, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, or whatever I decide to actually play this week. It's going to cost something. All right? So your tips are what, fund that, okay? That's why the tips help. When I get those, I can put them towards very important things. I've got other payments behind the scenes, like mortgage, dues, that are due, and taxes and all kinds of stuff. And the tips, are what help with that. Okay, so that's reason number one. I get tips immediately. I can use them for important things, right? Now, I'm not saying that cheering or subbing or buying something from my Teespring, etc., is not beneficial. Absolutely. Those things help a ton, but they all have a processing time before I see any kind of positive benefit. They all take a little bit of time before I get anything out of it. Versus tipping is immediate, all right? And that's why I always say that tipping is really the best way to help out if you can. So, please consider, oh, my shoulder itches. Please consider, tipping me if you can today. The other thing is, obviously, as we've already talked about, 74 straight streams where we have hit the tips goal is absolutely amazing and outstanding. If we continue that, the streak continues, the positivity continues, and like I said, I am in the planning stages of a 100 streak celebratory event in a couple of weeks. So please, if we can keep that going, that would be absolutely amazing, and tipping helps to keep that momentum going. Okay? Pretty awesome. All right, so in regards to tipping, how do you do it? Well, below the stream, there's a tips jar button that you can click on, or you could type !tip into the stream chat. That would bring up my PayPal tips page, and on that PayPal tips page, you can do things such as either tipping with a registered PayPal account, if you happen to have one. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. You don't need one, because you could also just use a debit or credit card. However, you may not see that option readily available when you first load the page. I've been told you need to load the fully loaded desktop version of the PayPal tips page to see that. So if you're on a mobile device, you may have to do that, okay? All right, now, as a public service announcement, everyone, I do a few things on every pre-stream that I hope help you guys out in protecting your identity and avoiding online harassment. Sadly, there are people out there, guys, who just like to be malicious. They like to hurt people anonymously over the internet because they can. They actually get some kind of sick sense of positivity and or, accomplishment by knowing that they've hurt someone that they don't know, and they got away scot-free with it, right? They got away without any kind of repercussions, okay? So be careful. The first thing I recommend, if you're going to be on Twitch watching anyone stream, turn off open direct messages. Sadly, people on the internet use these open direct messages for constant harassment. They'll go into your inbox and start harassing you. They'll start making fun of the streamer you're watching, and just otherwise try to do stupid stuff to piss you off. Some people actually do scams where they'll send you a link and say it's something. You'll click on it, and now they steal your IP address, and they use that to hurt you. Okay? Pretty messed up. All right? So please, be very careful about that. I very, very strongly recommend that you turn off open direct messages. There is the option on Twitch to make it that only friends can send you DMs. All right? So just throwing that out there. Very much you should consider doing that. Okay? Now, in addition to that, sadly, there are people who will hound you and stalk you on the internet for contributing to a streamer. I know that sounds stupid, right? You're like, I don't even understand. What's the point? Well, there is no point. These people have no point. Like I said, they're obsessive. They're nuts. They just like hurting people, okay? And you'd be shockingly surprised how much information you probably have that's public on the internet that could be used against you. Just think about, on social media alone, you probably have your friends and family members, maybe where you work and places you like to hang out, all kinds of information about yourself that's public. It could be easily turned into a way to hurt you. All right? Trust me, I know from personal experience, these people are pretty messed up. So that being said, if you're going to contribute to myself or any streamer for that matter, I strongly recommend you take precautions to protect your real life identity so no one can go after you for being positive and productive and constructive on a stream. So, first thing, if you're going to cheer, you can cheer anonymously. If you're going to, subscribe, you can actually gift subs anonymously. If you're going to tip me today, you can tip anonymously, just say anonymous tipper, or you can make up a name that has absolutely nothing to do with yourself, and that way no one can associate it with you and no one can harass you for said contribution. You see what I'm saying? So, that's my recommendation. Don't use your real name. Don't use a name associated with your social media accounts. Do what you can. Be diligent. Protect your identity, because these people are malicious. And I hate hearing stories of people getting harassed online just because some asshole has latched onto them and wants to mess with them, okay? Looking out for you guys. Fair enough? Okay. Now, in regards to the streams, ladies and gents, there's a few rules that I have in place in regards to my live streams that I like to review. First of all, please understand I'm twitching. I'm twitching, man. Let's try this again. Please understand that I have to abide by all the rules and the regulations of Twitch.tv because that's where I'm streaming. Okay? I can't just say and do whatever I want on my streams. I have to abide by the rules here, and I hope you guys understand that and respect that. In addition to that, please understand that I have my own set of rules that I like to say maintain a positive and chill vibe on my streams. Please allow me to explain what that means. I want my streams to be a place where you can hang out, you can have fun, you can watch me play a game, you can be entertained by my honest reactions to whatever that game may be. You can have some interaction with me, maybe with other stream chatters, and just in general relax and have a good time. The point I try to make is that I want these streams to be a place where you can unplug from the stress and all the chaos in the outside world. Right now, our outside world is in chaos. You know, the pandemic rages on. Many places are still in lockdown. We're uncertain what the future may bring, right? So, I like my place to be my stream, to be a place where you can hang out and not have to think about that stuff, okay? So that being said, I want to keep out the drama. I want to keep out the toxicity. That's why on pre-stream, I get all the crap out of the way. So once we focus in on gameplay, we can just focus on the gameplay and not have to worry about any of that negative shit, okay? So, I have put into place several rules that I feel make this place a better place for you guys to hang out, all right? First of all, we don't talk about politics or religion on my streams. In the 12 years I've been a content creator on the internet, I have found that these topics, sadly, just lead to arguments and general negativity. They don't really have a place on a gameplay stream regardless. You know, if I'm playing a video game that has political or religious themes in the plot, that's a very different story that obviously we can address because it's pertinent to what I'm doing on the stream. It's on topic. But definitely, let's not be derailing the stream with talks of politics and religion to have nothing to do with what we're doing on the stream. Okay, guys? Now, recently, I have expanded this rule to include the pandemic of COVID-19. Certainly, I'm not going to outright ban the topic of COVID-19 because it is the biggest thing going on in the world and has affected all of us for the last 2+ months in a very, very negative way. And it sucks, right? But the thing is, everyone knows about it. Everyone's affected by it. Many people are coming here specifically to escape it. Last thing we want to do is have people come here to relax and see everyone arguing and having this discussion about it in the stream chat, all right? So, I'm certainly not going to sit here and say, no, you cannot talk about it, all right? But at the same time, I would ask that the stream viewers and chatters be respectful. Please understand people are here to escape the stresses of that. And please don't make it the end-all and be-all topic of discussion on my stream or else we might have to, you know, lay the law down a little bit with moderation. Understand? All right. Now, in addition, guys, as I've already mentioned on this pre-stream, we're well aware that there's people out there who are seeking to do very toxic, disgusting things on the internet by insulting others, tearing others down, and profiting on that behalf, okay? So that being said, I'm well aware that there's probably hundreds, if not thousands of people out there who hate me for very toxic and very messed up reasons. They constantly try to defame me, slander me, make stuff up about me. This last week, they have gotten insanely riled up because of, you know, the happenings in my personal life that they never should have been involved in to begin with. For 4 months, they literally constantly slandered me and made shit up to try to make everything in my life fall apart. It failed, and now they are insanely butthurt about it. So, I'm well aware of this. I'm aware these people exist. They're constantly restreaming, stealing my content, doing toxic stuff. There's content creators who made videos over the past 4 months and got clickbait views on it. We know. We don't need to talk about it. All right? That's the truth of the matter is bringing that stuff up on the stream basically brings, number one, toxicity to the stream that we don't need. Since I'm trying to put out a positive stream, why on the earth would we want to talk about that negative shit? And number two, it brings undue attention to people who don't deserve it because they're toxic, negative people who only hurt for personal gain, and we don't care about that shit, you know? In a perfect world, I'd be filthy rich and able to sue these people for defamation, and that would be the end of all of it. But sadly, it's the complete and polar opposite. I'm just going to create positive content every day, put it out for you guys, have fun on streams. I hope you guys appreciate that. And we're not going to let the streams be derailed by their stupid toxic nonsense that they're going to try to spin every day. Okay? Now, in addition to that, please understand, guys, that, you know, because of the actions of these people, the things that they've said and done, the insane amount of defamation and slander and just fabricated conspiracy theory nonsense, all right? I hope you guys understand that I have to basically be protective of myself and my family. I can't just share personal info anymore on my streams. These people have used things either in videos and vlogs from years and years ago, or just things that I've said here and there on a stream, you know, out of context and basically with no actual, you know, possible frame of reference. They've used these things to hurt me, all right? They have. Defamation and slander is a major, very negative thing on the internet. And I got to be careful now about what I say and do on stream. I've been legally advised to be incredibly careful about things that I bring up, because any little thing can be used to be spun in a negative way. All right? So, please understand that. And the truth of the matter is here, that I used to be more open on my streams, and I used to talk about personal stuff all the time. I can't do that anymore because of these toxic people. That's life, I guess, you know. But please do not try to ask me personal questions about things that have absolutely nothing to do with my streams. You know, I can't talk about money. I can't talk about possessions. I can't talk about legal rulings. I can't talk about any of this stuff, because all that'll happen is that this will be twisted into something worse and worse the more I mention it. Okay? So please understand that. I hope you guys respect that. It is against the rules to try to be bringing up personal stuff about me on the streams. You know, when I ask me about what I'm doing today with my wife, what we had for dinner, that's a little different. You want to ask me about ridiculously personal shit behind the scenes, I can't talk about it, and you are going to be moderated appropriately if you're trying to derail the stream into that realm. Okay? I hope you understand. All right? All right, guys. So, let us now get to the third and final segment. The third and final segment of the pre-stream. I'm going to say, what is that? This is the segment where we sing Rickroll songs for about half an hour. Never going to give you up. Okay? All right, but anyway, no. This is the segment where I do shout-outs. This is where I say thank you guys for your contributions. We update the leaderboards. We have some interesting discussion before I actually start with the gameplay. Okay? So, the first contribution of today came in from R. Breezy, who did a 100-bit cheer and said, we want Jasper. Well, you know, I'd like Jasper on the streams as well. I've already explained to you guys a bunch of times why we can't. It's because I have the air conditioner on, which you can hear. When the air conditioner is on, the office door is closed. All right? Now, in the next 1 to 2 months, it's undoubtedly going to get hotter here in Washington. In fact, it got pretty damn hot over this weekend. We actually had a heat wave. 2 days, it was like 80-plus degrees. But I wasn't ready. Like, I didn't have the air conditioning set up for the house. You know what I mean? Like, all I had was for the office. So, because of that, I wasn't really equipped for it. And the house is pretty damn hot for the last couple of days. The good news is, the heat wave's over. As of today, the temperatures are dropping again. Back to, you know, the mid-70s. As of tomorrow, it's supposed to rain and be in the 60s. So, not a big deal. But, undoubtedly, in the next, like I said, next few weeks to month, probably we're going to get hotter temperatures here in Washington, and I'm going to have to set up the house so the whole house will have the air conditioning going. That being said, when that happens, then at night, my door will be open to have the air conditioning circulating through the entire house. And when that happens, that means if Jasper would like to come in here and hang out with us on streams like he used to, he can again. I know some people really like to see him. He's cute. I agree with you. He tried to wake me up an hour and a half early today and rub me all over my body and my face. He was licking my arm, trying to wake me up. And I agree that he's super cute in that regard. I like seeing him. I like spending time with him. He's a cool cat. But it's not viable right now. It will happen, hopefully, sooner rather than later. But right now, he will not be able to join us for streams, and I apologize, okay? The first tip of the day came in from Sean Cody. And he says, I know you've said there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. Will there ever be a behind-the-scenes vlog or DVD release with all the footage that's been recorded? No, because the footage has not been recorded. That's my point. Here's my point, all right? Allow me to clarify a little bit, all right? I've been doing this for 12 years. And when I first started, the first year or so, I didn't show my face on camera. It was just me kind of walking around with a camera, filming games, doing vlogging that was a little simple or whatever. I never revealed anything, okay? Then, I did it for about another hobby for about another year or so. And then when I lost my job in late 2010, and in early 2011, I started doing this for a living. That's kind of when the floodgates opened. What I mean by that is, I basically started filming absolutely everything. If I went out to eat, I filmed it. It became DSP Tries It. If I cooked, I filmed it. It became Cooking with the King. If I went on a trip, I did travel vlogs that got thousands and thousands of views, right? Everything was filmed. Anything I did was filmed, and you guys ate it up. You loved it. You said it was amazing. On a daily basis, I shared my life with you. You guys absolutely loved it, all right? But then, sadly, over the years, the internet changed. The people became toxic, and they found that with all that information that I was putting out there on the internet, they could use that to anonymously mess with me and hurt me. Myself, my family members, like my business, in many, many different ways, okay? That aren't even worth describing or mentioning because some of them are so sick and fucked up and twisted, you'd be shocked to hear them. But I'm not going to sit here and waste time on negativity, all right? So, for the last 3 years, all right, since I became a full-time streamer, I changed my entire philosophy on how I was going to do things. I separated my personal life from my professional life. And what I mean by that is, what goes on stream, is public for you guys. And what's going on in my private life behind the scenes is just that, private, and is not to be shared with you guys because sadly, so many sick people out there would use that as things against me to be nasty just because they can. It's not because they're proving a point. It's not because they feel that it's going to do anything. They just like hurting me because they can. They know they can get away with it. All right? So, knowing that, I cannot share things from behind the scenes. I mean, yeah, there's tons of stuff that happens behind the scenes of me streaming. I could show you the setup. I could show you my office. I could show you what I go through uploading videos on a daily basis. I could show you the woes of trying to manage a business like this behind the scenes. Financially and you know, the personal burden, the stress of not only having to stream so much, but then not having a lot of time to spend with my family as much as I would like. I could film all the nice times that I have with my family behind the scenes on my days off and the like. People have asked me to do IRL streaming and vlogging when I go out and stuff. I could do that, and I would guarantee you, I would absolutely guarantee you, all of that would be disgustingly turned negative against me and would just turn into harassment, and I'm not doing it. I'm just not. You know, there was a time in my life when I was like, okay, you know, let's share everything. I've learned from that that is a bad idea because of these malicious parties, and it's best to keep my personal life personal and keep it to myself, and that way I keep myself and my family safe. So I hope you understand that. You know, it was definitely a different time in my life when everything was constantly vlogged and covered, but it's not coming back. It's definitely not going back to that because of the stuff that's happened to me over the years I've learned. Okay? All right. All right, guys, let's continue on here. Young Remy resubscribed for 20 months and says Money in the Bank was good last night. I have heard on social media, I've not seen it at all. I've not seen a single minute of this event, nor will I probably ever. But on social media, all right, I heard such divisive opinions on this thing. Some people said it was way too short. Some people said the entire thing just filmed like a movie. It didn't look like it was real wrestling. Some people really didn't like the outcomes of certain matches and said that they were a travesty. And some people really liked it and were like, wow, this was like a fun event. Yeah, it was kind of funny. It was filmed to kind of be comedic. At the same time, it was actually entertainment. This is, you know, it's called sports entertainment. So considering that in this pandemic, things can't be the way they used to be with live crowds or whatever, maybe this is what we need to get used to and enjoy it for what it is, and some people did. So it seems like a split. All right. So I don't know. People have different tastes. People have different opinions. All right. So I'm glad to hear that you liked it, Young Remy. And thank you very much for the 20-month resub. Neon Zombies resubscribed for 9 months. Thank you, Neon Zombies, for a 9-month resubscription. Crapcock did a 150-bit cheer to become today's top cheerer. Let me go ahead and get him on the leaderboard, then we'll read what he has to say. Okay. Shoot. Extra parenthesis. He says, hey, Phil, will you be playing the new Doom Eternal DLC when it comes out? Well, I already talked about this. I don't know, like, Doom Eternal, did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. I did enjoy the game. Did I like it as much as Doom 2016? No, I didn't. I felt that they made it too much about being adrenaline-fueled, constant kind of rock, paper, scissors combat. You had to maintain this pattern. If you didn't, there was no way you were going to survive. You could not play the game at all like old school Doom. And I thought that the plot was way subpar to where they were going in 2016. Actually, the 2016 plot was way more interesting. And that this one kind of was like they went way too convoluted with aliens and alternate dimensions and all kinds of shit. And by the end of the game, I was kind of like, nah, it was all right. It was you know, fun for when it lasted, but I'm not like, I didn't absolutely love the game. Okay. So, oh, you're right. I did put the wrong amount of Awful Waffle. Sorry about that. I'll fix that. So, the DLC. I guess it would depend on what the DLC is. First of all, how expensive is it? How long is it? Does it add significant story challenges, new enemies, or is it more of the same? You know, honestly, if it's just more of the same, I don't really think I'm going to do it. And in addition, there was a definitive ending to the story, right? So I'm kind of confused as to why there's a DLC even coming out. It wasn't like there was any potential. It wasn't like, oh, there's a whole side thing you could do. Like, what side thing? There was a definitive ending. So I don't know. Lays Daibo just said, why don't you just play Doom 64? It's like $5. Well, I have Doom 64. When you pre-ordered Doom Eternal, it came with Doom 64 for free. So I have Doom 64, and I could play Doom 64 if you guys wanted to see it as like a late night stream. Remember, I played Doom 2 before Doom Eternal. I could do that. I could 2 hours a week. We could do some old school Doom and add that to the late night rotation if you like that. Okay. So, I guess we'll see. You know, what happens. I need more information. If you have more information on the DLC, by all means, share it with me, and I'll consider it more, okay? Eternal Napalm did a 100-bit cheer and says, I would love to see you check out the upcoming remaster of Shadow Man from the N64 and PS1 era. It's really good. It's a mature action game with dark voodoo elements and disturbing environments in which you traverse Deadside to track down the Jack the Ripper and Jack the Ripper's occult and save your little brother. Huh. Well, I've heard of this franchise before. Never played it. And wasn't there, I almost want to say I remember that there was a Shadow Man game that released a few years ago. I didn't know what the hell it was, so I didn't, bother with it. But that there were people who had said, would you consider playing it? I don't know anything about it. I think originally it was on PC only, I want to say. And then later on, I guess it got ported to consoles. See, this is interesting because Eternal Napalm is the person who a couple years ago got me to play Eternal Darkness, which is another kind of a survival horror, dark storyline with demons and stuff. It was a pretty interesting game to play. Admittedly, it wasn't modernized. It was a very outdated game, but it was cool to play it and see how it kind of, led into other survival horror franchises. So, Shadow Man, I don't know. If people were interested in it, obviously let me know. If it's viable to play it on console, that's going to obviously, it's going to lead me more towards considering it rather than saying I'd have to play it on PC, which would not be good. I guess we'll see, but thank you for the suggestion, Eternal Napalm. Cousins Ven did a 50-bit cheer, says, let's nip it in the butt, as you say. Definitely not in the bud. You're supposed to nip it in the butt, like a dog, nip it in the butt, right? It's not nip it in the bud, is it? Actually, now I don't even know what the saying is. Is it nip it in the bud or nip it in the butt? I always thought it was nip it in the butt. It's like a dog nipping you in the butt. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's nip it in the bud. It's bud. All right. Well, I wonder what that means then. Nip it in the bud. It's bud? Okay, let me take a look. That's curious. What does that mean? I wonder where that saying comes from. You'll learn something every day. Let's see here. Nip it in the bud meaning. Suppress or destroy something in an early stage. Where did the expression come from? To nip something in the bud means to stop it in an early stage of development before it can mature. The phrase appeared in print, as far as we know, in the late 16th century with bloom standing in for bud. And it's still going strong. That makes sense. So, if there's a plant growing, a flower, and the flower isn't like a bud, but it hasn't bloomed yet, you nip the bud off before it blooms. You're stopping it before it explodes. That makes a lot of sense. Well, there you go. There you go. Alrighty then. Sounds good to me. Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate that. Nip it in the bud. I have to change what I say now. Crapcock gifted a sub to Cousins Ven. Congratulations, Cousins Ven, on the gifted sub. There you go. Did a good deed. Got rewarded. Lunaba gifted a sub to Big Boss MGS 1984. Congratulations, Big Boss, and thank you, Lunaba, for the support. Z-Rod 4, excuse me, did a 100-bit cheer. He says, Phil, I've been watching you and your videos for around 7 years. I mostly lurk on your streams. You know, there's been things you've been done that have been questionable, but I have to give you props for still being around. The detractors and trolls are probably mad because of the good things that have happened to you lately. Admittedly, yes, we know that. They're trying to derail my streams more than ever because they're so sad that something would actually work out for me in the long run, right? So, there you go. Thank you, Z-Rod, for the cheer. I appreciate it. Cousins Ven cheered. He says, can you stop procrastinating and play Metal Gear Solid 1? I would say MGS 1 is going to happen more than likely either late May or June. All right? Unless we get enough new releases that are going to hold us over. But it's looking like, things will slow down for a bit. Then again, in June, there may actually be a good amount of new releases. Okay? We'll see, but definitely, there's going to be, my head itches. Definitely, there's going to be, a Metal Gear Solid 1 playthrough this year. When? I can't guarantee. But there will be a Metal Gear Solid 1 playthrough at some point this year, I'm thinking. Okay? Richard Link cheers says, you nip it in the bud before it grows like a plant. Exactly. Now it makes sense. I never understood that. Until now. Like I said, you learn something every day. That's awesome. All right. Let's now give shout-outs to those who have contributed. First of all, shout-out to the top cheerers so far this week. There's not that many. We got Richard Link in 5th. Z-Rod, Eternal Napalm, and R. Breezy tied for 3rd place. And Cousins Ven in 2nd and Crabcock in 1st. Thank you guys for the cheers. Excuse me. And of course, thank you to... It didn't work. What on earth? I know for a fact 2 people just gifted subs, but my leaderboard didn't update. Let me try refreshing. Let's see what happens here. Here we go. Yeah, I had to refresh it. So thank you to Lunaba and Crapcock, who each gifted a sub so far this week. I had to refresh here to get the leaderboard to work, but now it works, so that's good. Okay. All right, guys. It is now time to end the pre-stream. It is time to head back into Final Fantasy VII Remake, Chapter 17. We'll continue on and see if we can beat it today. I don't know how much is left. If we beat it today, great. A few things. First of all, that means a new playthrough will begin this week. And second of all, that means that starting next week, not today, but next week, that Minecraft will start being a main gameplay stream. That's right. I said once we start wrapping up these new release playthroughs I'm doing, that Minecraft, at least for a few sessions, is going to be a main gameplay stream. And that will begin next week, more than likely, unless we don't finish this. Okay, so let's see. Donkey Punch 720 resubscribed for 2 months in a row. Says, thought about playing Streets of Rage 4, enjoying the streams, keep it up. Yes, I have. And likely, Streets of Rage 4 will probably end up being, if I play it, a late night stream, because apparently the game's about 4 hours long. So I could probably, do like 2 late night streams and team up with someone over the internet and play it. I guess we'll see. All right. But, that's one of the considerations, actually, for this week. All right, guys. So here's the deal. We're going to take a brief break. I'm going to use the restroom. All right. When I come back, we're going to get as far as we possibly can in Final Fantasy VII Remake and possibly finish it today. I want to say thanks so far for hanging out with me. Thanks for a fun pre-stream. I'll be back in a few minutes with the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Until then, chill out, grab a drink, use the restroom, whatever you need to do. I'll be back in just a couple. All right, guys, thanks, and see you in a bit.